Hello, world. How's it going? It's Wednesday afternoon where I am. I'm going to start with an old one. I'm going to start with a track called Go On from the second album. It's the title track. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments there. I'm going to do two songs and then bring our special guest for the day along. No spoilers yet for who that is. But yeah, this is Go On. You've had enough of this now to make up your own mind and piece together. You chewed the horns of this off and left them as an offering in the covert. Pick out your words, I won't change them no matter what the fashion. And clothed in your nouns and your verbs, the best attempts to lead you to distraction. So come on, don't hide. Go on, don't hide it. Go on, don't tell me you would to know by now. Lost in your jewels, your sense chewed out. Don't tell me you would to know. West of it all is cycled round. You've had enough of this now. That was Gunshy. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. No, it wasn't Gunshy. I read the comment. That was Go On. It's the winter and my hands get cold and I forget. I need to get some warm-up routine before I start playing these things. I saw a little note from Sydney Smith in the comments there, so I'm going to play a song for him. Sydney designed this beautiful artwork that you can see there for the first album. And he's done many posters and things for me in the past. But he was on the radio a few weeks ago, and he talked about the song "The Only Living Boy in New York" by Simon and Garfunkel, and it is a really beautiful song. So I wanted to play it for him, and tell a little story about it. For those that know the song, the first line is "Tom, get your plane right on time," and yeah, in that song, the Tom that Paul Simon is referring to is actually Art Garfunkel, because they had a duo when they were teenagers called Tom and Jerry. And Tom, so Art Garfunkel, was flying off to Mexico to film MASH, I think, the film MASH. And poor little Paul Simon was left all on his own but it's an incredibly beautiful song, so I'm going to give it a crack. So this is for you, Sydney, and for anyone else that likes that song, and for anyone else that doesn't know it yet. If you like the stream, do share it. This is Only Living Boy New York. You're very welcome, Sydney. Don't get your plane right on time. I know your pot will go fine. Fly down to Mexico. Dun 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 dun. Here I am, the only living boy in New York. I get the news I need on the weather report. I can gather all the news I need on the weather report. Hey, I've got nothing to do today but smile. Dun, 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 here I am, the only living boy in New York. Half of the time we're gone, we don't know where, and we don't know where. Fly now. Hey, let your honesty shine, shine, shine. Don't, 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 like it shines on me, the only living boy in New York. Bit of Simon and Garfunkel. There you go, Sydney. That was just for you. It's appropriate that I did a little cover right before I bring in my next special guest, because we had a little project over the winter where we were playing some songs together. So I'm just going to bring him in right around now. Here he is Mr. Philippe Manasseh.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Philippe. How are you doing?
I'm good. Just adjusting the volume here. Yes, here am I.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my world.
It's weird to be in it.
You're inside the box now, officially.
I'm inside the box.
Yeah. I'm a little out of sorts here. Hang on. Just let me get myself fixed somehow.
These were two very nice performances.
Thank you, Philippe. I see you've got your tea. These are important
Yes.
things.
These are important. It's cold. You can also use it to warm your hands.
Yeah, it's like a little combo pack.
Yeah.
So Philippe, you are officially the first ever former housemate of mine, because you're no longer my housemate, to appear in the stream. Does it feel like a special blessing?
It feels like I'm back there in some weird way.
Well, you are.
I used to just sneak into your room for comfort. I went to live with Tim right after a breakup, so it was very helpful.
Yeah, we took care of
Very
each other.
You took care of me.
Oh, my
And
sister.
I provided chocolate.
You did. You provided a lot of chocolate. You had this huge box of chocolate that you brought back from Christmas, and you were like, "Hey Tim, if ever you want to have some chocolate, just go in my room, take some of the chocolate, and then you put your computer on top of the chocolate box." You're full.
Allegedly,
desktop.
because you were eating it all. Allegedly.
Yeah, lies. My sister has pointed out that actually I have had another housemate on the show before, so you're not the first. I apologize.
Who was it?
Tanya Davis.
Oh.
This is from Halifax days, though. This is all getting very insular, and I've got to get back on track. I'm warming my hands with my tea. That's a really good point. Now I can actually play the instrument properly. But yeah, I was saying just before I played that song that over the winter, I suppose the end of the winter, we had this little project going where we were sending each other a cover a day, because it was the early days of COVID, and I think neither of us were feeling particularly creatively inspired, but it felt nice to kind of do something, so we would send each other a cover a day.
Yeah, that was really helpful for me. I don't remember how it started, but it was very early COVID, and music industry had collapsed from one day to the next, and we're like, what are we gonna do? And then I don't know. I don't remember how it started, but it was a good 2 weeks of every day.
Yeah.
We had to send it out by 6 p.m. It was.
Oh
very
yeah, we had a
rigid.
time limit, and I'd start recording mine at 5:50 usually. Lot of Tori Amos, lot of
Tori Amos.
You had a few Fiona Apples in there, I think. Yeah.
And you had some interesting one. A lot of languages. I have a list here somewhere of the.
You have the whole list. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a good experiment, a good chance to kind of have a reason to sort of finish off some covers. And actually, a lot of those covers have made their way into these streams, so it's worked out pretty well. If anybody has any questions for Philippe, put them in the chat, and I shall relay them to him.
Yeah, I can't see them here.
No.
And I don't want to use the stream just in case it affects the.
Yeah,
Zoom.
don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But since the days of those covers, you have got a little bit more creatively active, and it was just last week, was it, that you put your latest single out? Is that true? Your
Yeah,
EP?
we released with my band Wake Island. We released a track on Friday, but this wasn't written during quarantine. It's a track we wrote a year ago. And it's on an album we're releasing next year. It takes a while to release albums these days. My God, I feel like we finished this a year ago, and it's still because of so many reasons, like the Lebanese revolution and the explosion in Beirut and the COVID. We just keep pushing it because we didn't feel like releasing music and being out there and promoting, and it didn't feel right. So we're just taking our time with this record, and that song we released is it's a big dance song, which is interesting because it's not very easy to dance these days. So we figured, why not release a dance EP, and we did. We released a couple tunes from the records that are the most dancey ones, just to bring back those memories of dancing and having fun, and also because they're songs about Lebanon and about Beirut and about why we left, and these are things that we've been thinking nonstop all year. So it just felt right to release the song. And we have been. What?
Sorry, I was just going to say. So we is you and your musical partner
Nadim,
Nadim, of
Yes,
Wake Island.
That man-made. But we have gotten more creative recently. Like we're writing a lot and collaborating with artists, and it's back. Like the drive to write. I feel like we've processed a lot in the last year, and personally, I was like in a complete creative drought for like a year. Other than these covers we did, I barely played piano, barely sang. I just didn't. I understand writer's block now because like I couldn't force myself to do it. I'm like, nothing's gonna come out.
Yeah.
So, but it's coming back now, and it really feels good. Really feels good.
Amazing. And do you have something lined up in your fingers to play for us?
These fingers?
Those fingers right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually start with the piano ballad version of that dance track we released.
Awesome. Which is called Daya.
It's called Daya. And you speak a little Arabic. I don't know if your friends and audience know this.
Well, I tried, and then when we lived together, I would try and get you to teach me more, and you weren't having any of it.
I'm not even that great at it, so I can't even teach it. Like I of course can speak and understand, but teaching Arabic is tricky.
Yeah.
It's like teaching piano. You can't the rules I internalize them, but I don't like know them.
Yeah. But with that the very little of Arabic that I do know, I don't know what that word means. So could you give us a translation?
It's a tough word to translate, but roughly it means this feeling of being lost and confused and kind of chaotic mess. Pretty much. And I feel like it sums up 2020 for everyone at this point, this word. And but there's no like direct translation of it. So I would say confusion is the closest. Lost. Okay. What's the word for lost? Lostness?
Lossitude.
It's lost. Because lost is like you lost something.
A noun as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so I can play that.
Yeah. Start. So take it away, Phil.
Cool. Change the world, but you don't wanna die. You're walking inside the lines. You wanna see the light, but we're all going blind. We're losing our mind. Losing my mind. We're living together in a house made of lies. Your words are words, but words don't make it right. And every step forward feels like a step back. We're lost in here together inside our mind. We're lost in it. We're lost in it. We're lost in it. We're lost. about us. There it is.
Beautiful, so nice, and it works so well in that form as well. Like it's a banging dance track, but then works beautifully as a heartbreaking piano ballad.
Well, it's always whenever we write a song, especially when we go full on dance, unless it's like a dance floor track, like we always make sure that it's what we call campfire ready.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So because you want to have like a song, you know, behind a dance track. If you have a song there, then you can still get the emotional response. And we don't consider ourselves like dance floor producers, you know. So we started in rock music, and I'm a classical pianist at heart. So at my old heart. So it's very important for us to be writing songs, and the fact that it's electronic is just, you know, it's just like the instruments we use. It's not, I don't see the electronic genre as being a thing. You know, it's like saying acoustic is a genre or electric. Like, doesn't make any sense to me. It's just instruments and writing, and so it always starts at the piano or at the guitar or at any like organic instrument we have, just to make sure that we have a song and it's not just production tricks. You know.
Well, it works. It works in both circumstances. And I think it makes so much sense. You have that song, and then you can kind of bring all of that production in and turn it into something huge. And that new EP is out. There's a link in the description of the video if people want to go and check it out. And I think it's fantastic. So highly recommended, of course.
Thank you.
And I mentioned in the comments while you were playing that this whole thing is like listener supported. So there's a donation link in the video description, and it actually takes you to the website, which, funnily enough, Philippe, you also designed.
I did.
You're just in my life in so many ways.
I'm in your life forever.
So if you've enjoyed that website, you can thank Philippe. And thanks to those folks who've already donated. It means a lot. I had something on the tip of my brain that has escaped, so I am just gonna ask you if you'd like to play as another one.
Sure. So I think I have a few songs here. I think I want to play this song that I really like. It's called "You're With Stupid Now" from Amy Mann, which is one of my favorite songwriters, and she's been with me for a long time. And I always like to go back to songs of hers, and this one just speaks a lot to these days of, especially politically, like having people tell you things that are not true, and you just have to like kind of choose to believe them. And it's not, I'm not just referencing like, say, Republicans right now or Trump, but even like if you follow like Canadian politics, or even on the Democratic side, you're like, are you actually telling the truth? Like some days I wonder, like, what if Trump is like right? What if the lie is really coming from the other side, and it's just that we hate him? But there must be some level of corruption on both sides, but we just tend to believe whoever we feel most close to, and I think that's a bit dangerous in a democracy. Just because someone is lying doesn't mean the other one isn't also lying.
Right.
So these days, this is how I see that song, but it's also about the music industry, which is also a subject of constant bitterness in my mind. She used to write albums about the music industry disguised as like relationship albums, and it's just hilarious when you just read the lyrics. She's like directly addressing the record executives, and when she says, there's a line where she's talking about like, oh, if I was a smarter man I would do this, but you know she's talking about herself, a smarter man with two N's, and this whole song about how like
I never even
she can't stand the label exec, and like he's a toxic relationship. Anyway, it's funny, but this is not that song, but it's also about the music industry. So let's go.
Amy Manasseh.
It's pretty clear you'll be asked to choose between what you lack and what you excuse in this tug of war. You can say that they didn't warn you, though you'd rather that they just ignore you, 'cause your devices are not working for you anymore. What you want, you don't know. You're with stupid now. You don't know how to manufacture sturdy bones with a hairline fracture, the crazy will of a Margaret Thatcher that they've all got. As the time, though you paid for the hands they're shaking, the speeches and the mistakes they're making, as they struggle with the undertaking of simple thought. What you want, you don't know. You're with stupid now. What you need, you don't want to need. You're with stupid now. What you want, you don't know. You're with stupid now. What you know, you don't want to know. You're with stupid now. So on with the show. 'Cause it is a show, isn't it? Oh, there's an applause track.
Beautiful. Thank you, Amy Manasseh.
That should be my new solo name.
So what does Phil Manasseh, what do Wake Island have coming up in the next little while?
A bunch of tracks. That's like we stopped releasing for so long that now all we want to do is just put music out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like a lot of songs already in the can with the album. Working on like at least 6 songs simultaneously. A lot of collabs. That's it felt so hermetic the last 3 years writing this album and then COVID that now like we just want to write with other artists.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing some cross-country collabs.
Oh, nice.
Which is good because I mean COVID really in a way like closed the borders because we can't like travel, we can't tour, but it opened up this like Zoom world and this like email world and everything just reopened.
Yeah.
And everyone is home producing, writing. So why not do it together?
Yeah,
bounce a track to a friend. They write lyrics for it. We do a duet. You know, there are artists in town that we can work with in our studio, but it's also fun to just do cross country collabs, and that's pretty cool. So that's what we're working on mostly, and we have a few things we did last year that haven't come out yet, like soundtracks and things like that. So I feel like we're getting active again. So that's nice.
Great. And you do have like a bit of a, you kind of separate out your creative life a little bit in terms of Wake Island and your own kind of project. I mean, I don't know how far you're pushing that, but I know that there's maybe one of your own songs that you were gonna play for us.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wrote my own songs. I don't have like a solo project. I just have so many songs that just don't fit in the Wake Island world. So for sure, there's a fantasy somewhere that I'm gonna record them and make a sad piano ballad album.
Yeah.
Which might happen, and might happen within Wake Island too, because Wake Island is shape-shifting all the time. But I do have all these songs, and sometimes I've never really played them. So now I'm just getting this desire to play them more, if only for them to exist as a performance.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I feel like I've gained, especially with the Wake Island project, I've gained more and more confidence in saying what I think about things or how I feel. That's the artist struggle, is to like figure out how to be honest, So I feel like I've got to a place in my mind where these songs are ready to be heard, even though it's just like on a stream and then never again,
Well,
So
who knows?
who knows?
I mean, maybe I'm
Indeed.
just gonna like cut up this stream afterwards and then print off a bunch of CDRs and
bootlegs.
bootleg
make
Phil
me
Manasseh.
famous in the underground pop ballad world.
Is that a real thing?
I hope not. All these beautiful pop ballads never seeing the light of day. That's kind of sad.
It's
like
a crime.
if it was underground experimental noise, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why it's underground. Like it's almost designed to be underground. But if it's these like huge pop bangers and they just stay in like on the dark web or something, like why?
But yeah, the last piece that you had in mind, or I mean, you hadn't necessarily entirely decided before we started the stream exactly what you were going to do, but not to kind of like push you into that direction of playing that Phil Manasseh song.
No, I think I want to play it. This one it's very special to me. I wrote it this summer. I actually was walking to buy flowers for a vigil for a woman, an Arab gay activist who killed herself in Canada. Actually, she had left Egypt. She was like very like outspoken about being a lesbian, and that caused her imprisonment and torture by the government there, and then eventually bullying online to like an extent that she had to leave the country and come to Canada. And then she just like ended her life and like left a message to everyone. A message, a very hopeful message, but also along the lines of like, I can't do this anymore, but there's hope. So that really like struck a chord, because it's growing up in the Middle East as a gay man. It's like, this is the fear. On one hand, that you're going to be ostracized by society, and on the other hand, that you're going to kill yourself. Like it's like whenever you grow up, it's a thought, you're like, I can't be myself, so what's the point? So it like combined all these fears, and then the explosion happened in Beirut, and I went back to these lyrics. I just wrote them in literally like 2 minutes as I was going to buy the flowers, and then a bit later after the explosion, I rewrote some of them because it felt like the same feeling. But this time it was your whole home blowing up and you survive. So it's like the opposite feeling. So yeah, so it's a very I like that song. It's like very sweet and not as bitter as I would have imagined it would be based on the subject matter. It's just about people and how we can just like grow through phases of ups and downs, and when you're up you have to remember that you may be down, so take care of yourself, and when you're down, remember that you're going to go up again. Statistically, like at some point in your life when you're 17 and you're depressed, you don't know that you're going to get better, and then by the time like you get in your 30s, you've gone through this cycle so many times that chances are the next, like if I'm depressed today, I'm like, oh, okay, that's like a 2-day, like you start to be able to like approximate how long you're going to be down, and then you can actually like reap the benefits of that down. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to be down, so I'm going to go to McDonald's now, I'm going to do my thing, but then I'm also know that I'm going to have a new drive in 2 days, so let's think of something to do when that happens. And then usually it's something like music, or sometimes it's as simple as like, let's do a full house clean, but it's good to have foresight into your own cycles, and that's a little bit about that too. Should I play it?
Yeah. Take it away.
This is like, I think the second time I played this. The only other time I played it was on an Instagram live 2 days ago to try it out. So let's see.
Sometimes I look at your face and I see hate. Sometimes I look at your eyes and I see pain. Sometimes when it rains I see sun, and sometimes when you talk I hear sounds of early laughter and a late night cries, sounds of the wind in our hair when we were young. I want you to remember all the times we wanted out. Want you to remember the next day when you were found. Thoughts will come and they will go. Thoughts will circle you till you're trapped, and then when I see your face again, I won't see your face at all. I see a friend without a chance. I see my city destroyed again. I see birds without a nest, and I see rain falling on what's left of us. And in the rubble we'll find another one of us, packing up a suitcase and heading out where the wind will blow in there, but leave them dry. I want you to forget us, live a happy life, return in December and bring back some of the laugh. Thoughts will eat you up alive, they only live outside your mind, and they form clouds like the one that warned us that the tide is changing soon. The tide is changing soon. The tide is changing soon.
I can't hear your applause.
It's too quiet.
Make me hear it.
Hang on. Is that loud enough? Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, that was beautiful, and such a hopeful message in there as well.
Yeah, it's a mix. I do feel hopeful when I sing it, so I guess that's what the message is here.
I mean, I think like so often we write songs for, like, it's for an audience, but it is also for ourselves in a lot of ways.
Well, this one particularly because I speak to myself in this one. Like when I talk about you and I want you to remember, that's like I'm talking to myself pretty much. But it's almost, I wrote it as a it wasn't supposed to be a song when I wrote it. It was a note to self.
Right.
Type of thing. It's like whenever you feel this way again, read this. Because I had this feeling of hope, and I'm like, if I put it down and I go back to read it when that despair comes again, it will help. And then it became a song.
That's a great idea. Even outside of the world of songwriting, writing notes to future selves.
I wrote myself a note when I left Lebanon to come to Canada, because the hardest thing then was like to leave my friends. So I wrote myself a note, and I'm like, this is the list of friends that you need to keep in touch with for the rest of your life. And then I forgot about this letter, and I found it like 2 or 3 years ago as I was moving to live with you. And I kept in touch with all of them, and I was so proud. I'm like, oh my God, thank God.
You did good.
I would have
That's
been
not
very
easy.
disappointed if I read my note to self and I had like completely like shoved everyone in like the old friend bin. But they're all still part of my life, and it's good to keep like relationships going, and COVID helped actually with this, because now it's like I could call someone anywhere, it's the same, you know, we're all home.
Yeah, and no one's, I feel like everybody's sort of prepared for it in a certain sort of way. Nobody's like, why are you calling me right now? Like, everybody gets it.
People are answering the phone now. You notice this? That's the number one good thing about COVID, is that texting is cool, yeah, sure, but people actually now answer the phone call, like the typical phone call, and I'm like, wow, they answer like eagerly. Hello? What?
I keep doing that on my phone, and it's always like, your social insurance number has been compromised. I just get robocalls.
Fido China. Did you get the Fido China one?
Oh, I haven't had those ones.
Oh my God, it's a Fido Chinese department calling me about like my bill, you know? I'm like, yeah, sure.
The worst that I have is that I don't have my ringer on most of the time. I just have it on vibrate, and probably 2 or 3 times a day my phone will be vibrating, and I'll be all excited, like, oh, who's calling me? I'll pick it out, and it's like a timer that I set. Nobody's calling me.
Oh no, loneliness again.
Still here. So message of the day: call your friends, call your family, answer the phone when they.
And they'll answer this time.
Yeah,
trust me, they'll answer.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Philippe.
Thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
A proper little treat. And yeah, I mean, you're welcome to pop into the stream if you want to say hello to some folks. I know there's some people have been sending messages.
Where should I go? On Facebook?
Facebook, YouTube, you know, whatever you're feeling. The world is your oyster.
If anyone has a question, we gladly answer. Okay, I'm on the Facebook when I see myself. It's weird.
Trippy.
Cool.
Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye for now, Phil, and take this over.
Goodbye, Tim. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. See you in real life one day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was the wonderful Philippe Manasseh. His project Wake Island has there's a link to Wake Island in the description of the video. But I'm gonna play a couple more here. I have some requests. I'm gonna try and get through those. For those who don't regularly watch, I do this the same time every week. If you're enjoying it, 3 p.m. Montreal time, 8 p.m. UK, 9 p.m. Central Europe. So please come back if you like it. Subscribe, follow the page, all that shiz. I'm going to play a track called Grace. Like I say, I've got a few requests I'm going to play, but if there's anything you want to hear, just pop it in the comments and I'll give it a go. And if I don't know it, I'll put it on the list that I will one day complete. This is called Grace. I got to do that too. Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
Can't stand it, I know you planned it, I'ma set it straight this Watergate. Oh, my word never acts so calmly in the face of the wreckage that you roared. Storm upturned, the copper beach, the couches, still we tell ourselves that nothing ever changed so much. I see it all, the grace that you hold. You send me out in the cold, oh, to cold talk, as much as you'd ever hold. Is it enough? As infinite as sin
could never cast a stone before you. All of us are fickle and unworn. At least you're not all the things you're not. Could there be anything that you would rather hear less? I see it all, the grace that you stole. You sent me out in the cold, who took a toll, as much as you'd ever hold. You sent me out, you sent me out in the cold. It's not enough. Crystal ball ain't so crystal clear. That was Sabotage by the Beastie Boys for Sarah Martinez Maldwin Davis. It was really Grace. This is so nice. Every week this I sort of like, I have a peak on Wednesdays and then everything, a little bit of a high the next couple of days, and then things tail off a little bit over the weekend. And I'm looking forward to the next Wednesday. I'm going to play a cover. It was a request from Wan Yu in Taiwan. This is, it's a Prince song made famous by Sinead O'Connor. This is Nothing Compares to You. It's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. I can go out every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I could see whomever I choose. I could eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away these blues. 'Cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. It's been so lonely without you here, like a bird without a song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I could put my arms around every boy I see. It would only remind me of you. I went to the doctor and guess what he told me? Guess what he told me? Saying, girl, you better try to have fun no matter what you do. But he's a fool, 'cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. you planted more in the backyard. One died when you went away. I know that living with your baby was sometimes hard, but I'm willing to give it another try. 'Cause nothing compares, nothing compares to you. 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 Give it up for Prince and Sinead O'Connor. That's also for Hinty and Erica, who are watching in Bocholt in Germany, because I think I learned that initially for them. And I'm glad I did, because it's now a fave. Gonna play another one from the last album. It's called All We Know. And Phil is in the comments, so ask him a question if you need it. Hi, Funwell.
All we know is, all we know is, all we know is, all we know is wrong. Go ahead with that word. Flag from the start. It's not as much as you'd like. It's more than enough. Thank you very much. All we know is, all we know. I can see he's been raised. The foliage crumbled. Can live when you like. The holes in the doors haven't changed. You find, only finding the measly sense. Your pride in these misleading notions.
That's all we know from the last album. There's a link as well in the description of the video to the store where you can get CDs and LPs and posters and such. No, not posters yet. I'm going to put some posters up there. I have a bunch of posters. If you want posters, wait. That's not good marketing, is it? Get the thing ready first. But yeah, some of these guys on the wall. And one's with my face on, which feels really strange. I can't put that one on my wall. But you can, if you want. I was sad to see this week that a venue in Sackville that I played a couple of times, George's Roadhouse, has not just closed down, but been like bulldozed. The building is no longer there. I played one of the worst shows ever there. That was one of my memories, like the album release show for the first album. It was like a Friday night at the end of term. All the students were there. The local party band was playing right after us, and just like nobody listened. It was really hard work. But it was a great venue, and it was a good place for a party. And yes, I also played a show there, a Halloween show in a bluegrass band where I think I had to learn like 20 songs. I was playing the bass. So yeah, had to learn like 20 songs over the course of a couple of weeks. And it was Halloween, and we went as mimes on strike, which I think was like a genius idea, because we went on the stage. I think it was Dave did he play mandolin? The mandolin player's idea. We got all dressed up as mimes, went up on stage, did some like mimey stuff, and then we started talking to the audience, which was the gag, right? Mimes on strike. Anyway. I had this request last week from Zern and Vera in Hanover. This is Back Out. Kind of much like the last song that Philippe played. It's, I guess, a bit of a message to myself and kind of in the same vein of things are rough, things will improve because you've been through this cycle before. It's called Back Out. I'm going to do one more, I think, after that. One more after that, so get your requests in if you can. So yeah, Back Out from the first record, the first EP. Back out in sights to roll, would wake on the clay. And since you've found what you might need, let's just leave it there. A slight lapse of better judgment, I can't concentrate. But only want to get out of this skin for a time and feel free. But you wake up your foolish heart. This is more than just pride. You're slamming doors just to scare the monsters that you'd create yourself. You feed on the maledictions, it scratch out my nuts. But you're pushing on into the shallows. You can make it stand. You won't find, no, you won't find, you won't find a blackout in time change. No, you won't find, you won't find, you won't find a hopelessness in this. you won't find, you won't find a blackout, a time change. No, you won't find, you won't find, you won't find the lost cause we celebrate. And you won't find, you won't find, you won't find a heart bleeding all outside. And you won't find, you won't find, you won't find a hopelessness in this. No, no. No, no. That was back out. Okay, gonna finish off here. We had a request in for some Elliott Smith, so I'm gonna finish with a bit of that. I would like to recommend, if people like the music that I'm playing, I would highly recommend if you don't already know her stuff, Adrienne Lenker put an album out, I don't know, a few weeks ago now, and I've just been listening to it a lot recently, and in spite of like generally not feeling great, confession, I don't actually cry that much, but putting that album on has worked wonders in that department. It's like an emotional laxative. So if you're feeling some emotional, what do we call it? Stuffed upness, I recommend that. If you on the other hand have maybe some emotional diarrhea going on, maybe it's not the best thing to dig into. But yeah, it's called Songs and it's magnificent. Thanks so much to everybody for tuning in. It's always lovely. I'll be back the same time next week, so subscribe if you haven't already. Donation link in the description. There's also a link to a guest list of all of the guest list, a playlist of all of the guests that have played up to this point. There's like 22 or 23 people on. We'll have a guest next week as well. No spoilers. And a link to Philippe's stuff as well. There's a bunch of things in there. Anyway. So yeah, this is... I kind of want to play a different Elliott Smith song. I always play that one. I'm not sure I'm going to remember all the words, but I'm going to give it a go. If I fuck it up, I will play a different Elliott Smith song instead. This is Pizzala. I'll tell you I don't wanna know where you are. I've got a joke I've been dying to tell you. The silent kid is looking down the barrel to make the noise that I kept so quiet. Kept it from you, Pizzala. I'm not what's missing from your life now. I could never be the puzzle pieces. You say that God makes problems just to see what you can stand. Who as the devil pleases, give up that thing you love. Deserves this. first time I saw you, I knew it would never last. I'm not half what I wish I was. I'm so angry, I don't think it will ever pass. And I was bad news for you just because I never meant to hurt you. That's the lovely Elliott Smith. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be back next week, same time, with another special guest, and I hope to see you there. Thank you for listening.